And a very pleasant good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 104.3 and 960 Sports. So glad to be with you this afternoon for some OSAA play-in baseball. Good afternoon. My name is Josh Eldridge as the Henley Hornets, who finished the year 18-8 and third place in the Skyline Conference, host the McLoughlin Pioneers today. The Pioneers come to us as the third-ranked team out of the Greater Oregon League. Only one of these two teams can advance to the 16-team playoff bracket that begins a week from today. There's so much on the line. Both these teams want their seasons to continue, and we will dive into each of these teams' seasons thus far as we continue the pregame show on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video on MyBasin.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
And welcome back to Rosser Field, the site of today's OSAA play-in matchup between the hometown Henley Hornets and the visiting McLoughlin Pioneers. This play-in matchup will send one team to the 16-team OSAA playoffs that begin a week from today. Henley, of course, they wrapped up their season 18-8 overall this year, finished ranked 8th in the state. It was Hidden Valley who won the Skyline Conference. They finished 13-2, 24-2 overall, finished the season ranked second in the state. They got an immediate berth to the playoffs by winning the Skyline Conference. And Mazama also earned an immediate bid into the state playoffs as well, finishing sixth in the state at the end of the season with a 17-8 overall record. The Vikings also finished 13-2, just like Hidden Valley did, but the Mustangs hold the tiebreaker over the Vikings because Hidden Valley did win 2 out of 3 against the Vikings this season. So that is why Mazama is the 2 seed coming out of the Skyline Conference. That leaves us with Henley, who finished 10-5 in league play, 18-8 overall this season. And they finished the season ranked 8th in the state. The 3-seed Henley Hornets better than I think a lot of these teams in the play-in round. But they still have to survive because they didn't place 1 or 2. And Phoenix also made the playoffs from the Skyline Conference, 4-11 this season with a 6-8 overall record. Phoenix, as a matter of fact, is on the road in this play-in game. They're going to be taking on Newport later on, but the Pirates also making the postseason. North Valley and Klamath Union failed to make a postseason berth. The Knights finished 4-11, 5-20 overall on the year, and the Pelicans finished 3-21 overall on the season. Klamath Union 1-14 in league play. So that is how the Skyline Conference wrapped things up last week. Now we look to the Greater Oregon League, in which McLoughlin played this year. The Greater Oregon League was won by LeGrand, who finishes the year ranked 4th in the state. LeGrand went 23-1 this year, only allowed 30 runs scored against them, which is lowest in the state. Only 30 runs against them in 24 games. The Tigers of LeGrand winning the Greater Oregon League, followed by the Baker Bulldogs, who finished 15-11 out of the Greater Oregon League, 8-4 in conference play. Then you've got McLoughlin, who was 3-9, 9-11 overall on the season. Again, they earned that 3rd seed coming out of the Greater Oregon League. That is why they are traveling in this play-in game. And finally, Ontario rounds out the Greater Oregon League. They finished 1-21 on the season, 1-11 in league play. Now, we've mentioned that only one of these teams is going to advance to the 16-team bracket. There are already 8 teams that have made the playoffs. That's Banks, Hidden Valley, North Marion, LeGrand, Marist Catholic, Mazama, Staten, and Philomath. Those 8 teams have already made the playoffs. They have this week off, and they are awaiting the finals from the other play-in games. Of course, this one being one of them. You've also got Junction City hosting Sisters, Gladstone welcoming Cascade in a play-in game. We mentioned Newport and Phoenix taking each other on for a spot in the playoffs. You've also got Marshfield hosting Valley Catholic. Siuslaw is visiting Tillamook later on today. Estacada is visiting Baker. And finally, Madras is hosting Elmira. That is the play-in matchups as we try to find out who the final 8 teams are going to be into the Sweet 16 as we move on towards the state championship, which will be played at Volcano Stadium on June 4th. Both of these teams today have their eyes set on Volcano Stadium. The McLoughlin Pioneers on the road in this one, and the Henley Hornets here at home at Rosser Field for this win or stay home game. For the Hornets, we're going to take one more break in the pregame show. Then we'll come back. It'll be ready for starting lineups and first pick 104.3 and 960 Sports. On Top Tree Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Well, the coaches are meeting at home plate as we get ready for this play-in matchup. Coach Ravalcaba and Coach Randall of McLoughlin and Henley meeting at home plate as it's time now to meet the starting lineups. We'll begin with the McLoughlin Pioneers. Leading off and catching is Javier Esparza. Cooper Waltermeyer hits second for the Pioneers and plays shortstop. The pitcher, Cooper Jensen, is hitting third. Ethan Jones, the second baseman, bats fourth. Donnie Birdwell is in center field hitting fifth, followed by Francisco De La Rosa at first base. Hitting seventh is Isaac Sanchez at third, followed by Owen Bishop in the eighth spot in right field. And Marco Hernandez bats ninth and is in left. Dylan Tobias getting the nod for Henley this afternoon as we flip the lineup card over and meet the starting nine for the Henley Hornets. Leading off at second base is Leo Ahalt. Aiden Hayes at short batting second. Hunter Schwenk bats third in right field, followed by the cleanup hitter, Matt Douglas, at first. The pitcher, Dylan Tobias, is batting fifth, followed by Tyler Harper, the catcher. Owen Sheen bats seventh in center field. Peyton Price, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Blaine Boersma rounds out the Henley order. He is playing third base and batting ninth. They will go up against Cooper Jensen. When we come back, we'll have first pitch of this OSAA play-in matchup on 104.3 and 960 Sports with ADO on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The Henley Hornets have taken the field this afternoon in their home white uniforms with Henley written in cursive across the front in navy blue. Of course, their navy blue baseball caps with the yellow H on the front. And McLoughlin today in gray visiting pants and kind of maroon colored jerseys with MAC written across the front. M-A-C. across the front for McLoughlin, and black baseball caps for the visiting Pioneers today. They're going to have to go to work against Dylan Tobias, who this season has been Henley's ace all year long. This is his 9th start of the season. Tobias has a record this year of 5-2, 2.8 ERA. Here's the number that jumps out to me for Dylan, a 1.3 run whip, which is walks and hits per innings pitched. So basically, how many base runners are you allowing per inning? Dylan at 1.31, which is not going to produce very many runs. And hoping for a solid performance today against a McLoughlin team that finished 3rd out of the Greater Oregon League. This is their first postseason appearance of any kind since 2011. Meantime, the Hornets, you look at them, they've made a habit out of not only making the playoffs, but out of making the state championship game. Henley holds the record for most consecutive state championship games attended at 5 in a row from 2013 to 2017. This team also made it in 2019. Of course, there was no championship in 2020, so they're looking to make it back here. Our first full season as the first pitch is in for a strike. Coming at 3:32 in the afternoon, about 59 degrees here at first pitch as Javier Esparza steps in. Count now a ball and a strike to Esparza. Batting from the right side, the catcher leading things off for McLoughlin. Here is the 1-2, or excuse me, the 1-1 is fouled back to make it a 1-2 count. Was the breaking pitch from Tobias there. So the wind not too bad here at Rosser Field yet. We know as the afternoon goes on, it'll certainly pick up and start blowing in a little bit. As the 1-2 is a changeup, misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Esparza, the catcher. Second on the team in batting average for McLoughlin, batting .364. The 2-2 is taken, strike 3 called, and Tobias gets Esparza looking to record the first out of the game. And we are off in this play-in matchup. That'll bring up Cooper Waltermeyer, the shortstop for McLoughlin. Tobias, the right-hander, delivering from the windup. Here's the pitch. It was a high fastball that is going to miss. 1-0. The count to Waltermeyer. He actually leads the team in batting average coming into today's contest at .415 average on the year. Here's the pitch to Waltermeyer. It is taken for a strike. Count moves now to 1-1 to Waltermeyer. Tobias works with that fastball, mixes in a changeup, has the 2-seamer that works back towards right-handers like Waltermeyer. That time breaking off the curve, Waltermeyer a bit out in front. Count moves to 1-2 to the McLoughlin shortstop. Cooper Jensen on deck. Tobias receiving the sign from Harper. Here's the 1-2. It is popped up in the infield. Under it now is the shortstop, and in fact it'll be a halt who calls off Hayes to record the second out. 2 away now in the first, and that will bring up Cooper Jensen. Time now to meet the starting defense for the Hornets. It's going to be Tyler Harper behind the dish, Blaine Boersma at third, Aiden Hayes at short, Leo Halt at second, Matt Douglas at first. And we'll get you the outfield after this pitch to Cooper Jensen. He lines one into left center field. That's going to get down for a 2-out single for Cooper Jensen. That'll bring up Ethan Jones for McLoughlin. By the way, the starting outfield for the Hornets, Peyton Price in left, Owen Sheen in center, and Hunter Schwenk in right. Nice lead off of first by Jensen. Tobias delivers to the plate. A ground ball will end up foul from Ethan Jones. Jones this year, a .135 hitter, and this is the thing for McLoughlin is their hitting really starts to drop off after Cooper Jensen. No one else hitting above 200 on the team. Here's the 0-1 to Jones. Taken for a strike. The count now 0-2 with a runner on first and 2 away. Tobias trying to keep this thing scoreless going to the bottom of the first. Checks his runner before coming set. Now comes set. Throw over to first. Diving back is Jensen. He's back safely. Don't even think Douglas at first necessarily even applied the tag. The count 0-2 with 2 outs to Jones. Tobias comes set, kicks and delivers. That one is going to miss high, maybe a bit outside. So now 1-2 to Jones. On deck, Donnie Birdwell, the center fielder for McLoughlin. Tobias receiving the sign from Harper, checking his runner again before coming set. A couple more steps off of first from Jensen. He takes off for second. It is a called strike 3 to end the inning. As Jones goes down looking, 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Tobias. The Pioneers leave one on after a base hit. We go to the bottom half of the first scoreless on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Into the bottom of the first inning we go, still scoreless. McLoughlin left a base runner on in the top of the first, now gives Leo Holt, Aiden Hayes, and Hunter Schwenk the chance to get a rally started for the Hornets. In the bottom of the first, they'll be going to work against Cooper Jensen for McLoughlin. Around the diamond for the Pioneers, Esparza behind the dish, Sanchez at third, Waltermeyer at short, Jones at second, De La Rosa at first, Hernandez in left, Birdwell in center, and Bishop in right for the Pioneers. Looking at Jensen just warming up, seems to have the fastball, changeup curve combination. See what he can do against this Henley order, which during the season they had the second most runs scored in the conference and gave up the second least amount of runs. They were in the running for the conference championship up until the very last week when Mazama came our way and swept the Hornets. But 242 runs scored this year for Henley, only 124 given up as Leo Holt steps in. Starting at second base today for the Hornets, the right-hander takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball to short. Jones up with it. Throw on to first, and it rolls to the Henley dugout. Leo is going to stay put at first, but we'll see how they score that as Leo reaches first there. They're going to score that an infield single for Leo, so that is how they start things off for the Hornets today. Runner on first, nobody out, and in steps Aiden Hayes. Coming set is Jensen. Takes a look at a halt and throws over, but De La Rosa applies the tag just a bit late. Aiden Hayes this season for Henley, batting .519 on the year. That leads the team in that metric. Coming set is Jensen. Throws over to first again. Diving back safely is Leo Aholt. Leo this season getting on base there. He bats .463 on the season. That is second on the team. Jensen ready to deliver to Hayes. The pitch, it is looked at for a strike. Hayes down in the count 0-1. You know, Aiden Hayes, the sophomore, his older brother Eli up in Eugene this week for the track and field state championships. His older brother Eli winning state in the long jump earlier today. Throw over to first. A halt back. Still an 0-1 count to Aiden Hayes. Played with his brother Eli on the basketball team for Henley that ended up making the state tournament. Coming set is Jensen, delivering to Hayes. That one comes in and hits him, so he will be awarded first. Hall moves to second, and that will bring up Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk starting in right field today for the Hornets. First time I've seen him in right field, usually at short or seen him once at third, but not in right field. But hitting third in the lineup, that is about par for the course for Hunter as he steps in. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Hunter Schwenk. He pops that one up, shallow right field. Coming over is De La Rosa, the first baseman, and he will let that one drop into right field. Now headed to third is a halt. New to second is Hayes, and everyone's safe. Leo to third, Hayes to second, Schwenk aboard on the air. And that will bring up Matt Douglas. Batting with the bases juiced and nobody out. This is why they call him the cleanup hitter, folks. We'll see what Douglas can do here. The right-hander stepping in. Batting .432 on the season. Tied for the team lead in RBI at 31. Lines one into center field and caught in center field by Birdwell. A halt is going to score, tagging from third, and he does. Henley takes a 1-0 lead on the sacrifice fly from Matt Douglas. Everyone else stays put. Schwenk still at first, Hayes at second. But the Hornets up 1-0 in this playoff game. Dylan Tobias, or play-in game rather. Have to be careful about the vocabulary. The playoffs begin a week from today. And one of these teams will advance into the state playoffs as Tobias steps in now. Starting pitcher for the Hornets, looking to help his own cause a bit. Coming set is Jensen. Here's the pitch. Curveball that Tobias fouls off. Count 0-1 now to Dylan. Still nobody out. It was a base hit to start things off for the Hornets this inning. Aiden then got hit by a pitch. Hunter Schwenk reached on an error. Then the sacrifice fly from Douglas put the Hornets up 1-0. Jensen comes set to deliver to Tobias. Here's the pitch. It is a hit and run, and Tobias lets go of the bat on the swing. That one landed above the McLoughlin dugout. Look out. Didn't hurt anyone, though, but he really did let that one go. And it looks like they are going to make sure everything is okay out there. We'll remind you that this game is brought to you in part by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. That's why Les Schwab Tires does more than install just tires and wheels. And come on in for a free pre-trip safety check, and they're going to help make sure that everything is in working order at Les Schwab Tires. 2 locations in Klamath Falls on South 6th Street and Washburn Way. They've also got one out in Merrill. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952. All right, we're ready to go. Tobias steps back in, and 0-2 count to him. Jensen comes set. Here's the pitch. Will bounce low in the dirt past Esparza, and everyone is going to move up. As Hayes to third, Schwenk to second, and now a 1-2 count to Dylan Tobias. Adding with 2 runners in scoring position. Worth a look at Dylan's RBI numbers this season. He's got 22 runs batted in this season. Jensen comes set. Here's the pitch. A breaking ball is going to be fouled off and out of play. Count remains a ball and 2 strike to Tobias. On deck, Tyler Harper, the catcher for the Hornets, waits patiently for his turn. 1 away in the inning and a 1-2 count. Jensen, the right-hander, comes set. Now delivers from the stretch. The fastball is going to miss low in the dirt. Breaking for the plate is Hayes, and he will get in there. A 2-0 Hornets lead in the bottom of the first. Advancing to third is Schwenk. And now Tobias bats at a 2-2 count, still with 1 out. And still 1 more out there waiting for him. Jensen receives the sign from Esparza. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back. Tobias staying alive on the fastball there. Got out of that first inning as the pitcher relatively unscathed. That one base knock, but it was left stranded. He recorded 2 strikeouts as well. Here is the pitch to Tobias. The 2-2. Breaking ball lined into left field for a base hit. That's going to score Schwenk. And the Hornets take an early 3-0 lead in the first on that RBI single from Dylan Tobias. That will bring up Tyler Harper. Harper this season is batting .310 on the year. Second on the team in doubles at 10 this year. Jensen tossing over to first. Tobias back safely. Still only one away, and that one out, by the way, was productive. It was Douglas on a sacrifice fly that scored Leo a halt. Here's the first pitch to Harper. It is swung on and missed. Jensen pulls the string on Harper, delivers a first pitch changeup. And Harper down in the count, 0-1. Jensen ready to deliver. The 0-1. Breaking pitch is fouled off, so Jensen ahead of Harper now, 0-2. Tyler Harper has started every game this year for the Hornets. If it's not behind the dish, it has been as the pitcher. Only a couple of starts, though, this year as the pitcher. Most of his starts come as the catcher, but still in the battery either way. Here is the 0-2 to Harper. No, it's a pickoff move to first. Tobias is back safely. And so Jensen will have to come towards Harper with the 0-2. Comes set and delivers. It was a fastball, looked to have missed outside. 1-2 the count to Tyler Harper. Owen Sheen on deck for the Hornets. Harper the 6th batter this inning for Henley. Here's the 1-2. It is popped, and that will be out of play, foul behind home plate. Into a pretty heavy crowd on the Henley side of the outfield, or the backstop rather. You know, the Hornets fans like to stay on the right side by the dugout. There's a few folks from McLoughlin here too. And the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Harper. Jensen checks the runner at first. It's Tobias. Here's the pitch. Curveball, and Harper's out in front of that one too. Fouls it back. Count will remain a ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Harper. Mentioned a .310 hitter on the season. 18 RBI this season for Tyler. As I think they were out of baseballs or something, so stoppage in play for just a brief second. And we are ready to go. Esparza delivering the sign to Jensen. Couple step lead off of first from Tobias. Only one away in the inning, and it's a 3-0 game. Here's the pitch. It is popped up. This one will get out of play. Foul as well behind the Henley dugout, and Tyler Harper doing a good job of staying alive in this at-bat. His team leads 3-0, and a chance into the playoffs on the line. Only in the bottom of the first. Tobias takes his lead off of first. Had an RBI earlier this inning. That one is fouled back again by Harper. He's battling still a 1-2 count. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Middle infield for McLoughlin. Waltermeyer and Jones shaded in the middle for a double play. The 1-2 once more. That one misses in the dirt. Bounces away from Esparza. He gathers, throws down to second, and Tobias is safe. Under the tag at second, and that eliminates the double play possibility. Also moves the count to 2-2 to Harper. And now an opportunity for Harper to maybe drive in one more this inning. and put Henley out in front even more than they already are, up 3-0. Here is the pitch from Jensen. A curveball is bounced out towards third, foul again. Harper is in survival mode. He chokes up on that bat and just trying to fight something off until hopefully he can slap one in play. Still a 2-2 count with one away in the bottom of the first. Jensen coming set once more. Here's the pitch to Harper. It is swung on and fouled back again. Tyler Harper staying alive. 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. These are the big duels in a play-in matchup where every pitch matters so much. Tyler Harper really making Jensen work for this out. And pitch count is something that you do have to worry about, especially when it comes postseason time. Throw over to second to try to get Tobias, but he's back safe. Jensen checks him again as he toes the rubber before coming set. Really worried about Tobias at second. He comes set and delivers the 2-2 once again to Harper. Breaking pitch, that is line down the left field line, foul. Tyler Harper battling up there. 11th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Cooper Jensen really having to work to get this out. Harper, again, not an easy out. That's 3-10 on the year. Here's the pitch. Finally swung on and missed. Harper goes down as Jensen will win that battle. 2 away now in the bottom of the first. And a 3-0 lead as Owen Sheen comes to the dish. Sheen this season a .308 hitter and 13 RBI, the only lefty in the order for the Hornets as he steps in. Jensen delivers. It is going to be taken inside the fastball. Not to Sheen's liking. 1-0. Owen, the junior, second-year starter on varsity. Here is the 1-0. It is hit into the air, shallow left field. Coming in is Hernandez. And he is battling the sun. That one's going to drop. Heading to home is Tobias. He will score. Rounding into second is Sheen. And he will get credit for the RBI. And they're ruling that one a hit for Sheen. Makes it a 4-0 ball game. The Hornets in control in the bottom of the first. This brings up Peyton Price. Price, the right-hander, stepping in now. Here is, no, Jensen decides to throw over to second. Trying to keep Sheen honest. He just traded places with Tobias, who was the 4th run to score this inning. Here is the pitch to Price. No, Jensen delivers. Fouled back. Count now 0-1. To Peyton Price, the left fielder for Henley. Blaine Boersma waiting patiently on deck. Here is the 0-1 to Price. It is hit in the air to center field. Moving over is Birdwell, battling the sun, and he will put that one away to retire the side. The Hornets in this inning score 4 on 3 base hits. They leave one stranded. They lead 4-0. Head to the top of the second on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Bowers Construction statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Welcome you back to Roster Field for this OSAA play-in matchup between the Henley Hornets and the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School. Right now, 4-0, Henley leads as we get ready to go in the top of the second inning. It'll be Donnie Birdwell, Francisco De La Rosa, and Isaac Sanchez. That's 5, 6, 7 in this Pioneers order. As Dylan Tobias entering his second inning of work, already has himself a 4-run cushion that he helped engineer a bit. An RBI in his plate appearance in the bottom of the first. Helped his team build this lead as the left-hander Birdwell stepping in. Tobias ready to deliver. Here it is. It is going to be popped foul and out of play by Birdwell. 0-1 the count. Birdwell, a $189 hitter. Here's the 0-1 from Tobias. It is also going to be hit behind the plate foul. 0-2. The count to Birdwell. And this is the point I was trying to make about McLoughlin a while ago. Only 3 hitters on their team are hitting above 200. That's Jensen, Esparza, and Waltermeyer. Here's the 0-2. It is swung on and missed. Tobias sets down Birdwell for the first out here in the second. And that will bring up Francisco De La Rosa. Third strikeout of the day for Tobias as De La Rosa steps in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. De La Rosa down in the count, 0-1, already one away in this inning. De La Rosa this season hitting 178. Here's the pitch from Tobias, swung on and missed. Tobias pulling the string a bit there on the what looked to be a changeup from here. Count now 0-2 to the first baseman for the Pioneers. Here it is, the 0-2 from Dylan Tobias. Swung on and missed, and Dylan Tobias recording strikeouts in the first 2 batters here in the second. And that will bring up Isaac Sanchez. 2 strikeouts on 6 pitches for Tobias. Missing the zone there, high, 1-0. Sanchez, the third baseman for McLoughlin, is hitting 127 this year. Here's the 1-0 from Tobias. Swung on and missed. Tobias back in the zone there on the hard fastball. He's placed it well, at least in the first 6 hitters of the game. Here's the 1-1, swung on and missed. 1-2 to Sanchez. Tobias takes a deep breath, kicks, and delivers. The 1-2 is looked at. The fastball misses high. Runs the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Sanchez trying to get a 2-out rally started in the top of the second. Here's the 2-2. It is swung on and missed, and Tobias strikes out the side in the second. 1, 2, 3 go the Warriors. We head to the bottom half of the second, and Henley leads 4-0 on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video on mybasin.com.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Henley leads 4-0 over the McLoughlin Pioneers in the bottom of the second inning in this play-in matchup. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Henley order. That's Blaine Boersma, Leo Holt, and Aiden Hayes who up this half for the Hornets as they tried to extend this 4-0 lead they built themselves in the first. Took them 3 base hits to do it. Now, Mackay did commit one error, and they left one on base, did the Hornets. It was Owen Sheen who was left stranded at second, but productive first inning to jump out to this lead. You can play a little bit looser, but don't want to let this one get away from you for certain as Blaine Boersma steps in. The junior third baseman for the Hornets. Jensen comes set, now pitching from the stretch as he misses high, 1-0. Interesting choice for Jensen to start the second, was in the windup to start the game. Now choosing to only pitch from the stretch. Here it is. Swung on and fouled back. Count moves now to a ball and a strike to Boersma. Blaine this season batting .386 on the year. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, hit in the sky into center field. Birdwell coming in and makes the catch in center for the first out. So Boersma goes down. Back now to the top of the order for Leo Ahalt, who got a base knock in the first inning on second pitch he saw. As Jensen comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball is grounded to third. Up with it is Sanchez. Throw to De La Rosa is in time for the second out. Good hard throw across the diamond from Sanchez. And that will bring up Aiden Hayes. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance, so no official at-bat yet for Aiden Hayes, the sophomore. In his first year at varsity, already in the postseason. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that doesn't break enough. 1-0. The count to Hayes with 2 away in the bottom of the second. Henley leads 4-0. Here's the pitch to Hayes. It is going to come inside. Looked to be a curveball. That one just missed a bit low as well. Now the count 2-0 to Hayes. Hunter Schwenk on deck, hoping for a shot this inning. Jensen ready to deliver the 2-0. It's popped up, playable. Now let's see who makes the play. It'll be the catcher, Esparza, to call everyone off, but couldn't make the grab in foul territory. So it'll just go in the books as a foul ball and a 2-1 count now to Aiden Hayes. Hayes again leads the team in batting average at .519. Also leads the team in hits this year at 42 base knocks on the season for the sophomore. Toeing the rubber now is Jensen, receiving the sign from Esparza, coming set and delivering. Swung on and fouled back. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hayes. Aiden this season, another one of those guys for the Hornets that has started in every single game. A ground ball to third. Sanchez reining over, bobbles it, and he'll have to eat that one up. Hayes aboard on what will likely go in the books as an error. Just got to wait to find out. As Hayes reaches first. 2 away. Henley still leads 4-0. And this brings up Hunter Schwenk. Hunter reached on an error his first time through. Came around to score in that big first inning in which Henley played at 4. Throw over to first, diving back is Hayes, and he's back safely. After Schwenk, it is Douglas in the order. Couple of steps off of first now is Hayes. Schwenk stepping in. Throw over to first again, and again safe at first is Hayes. Schwenk this season batting .442 on the year. Again, a guy who has started every game of the season for the Hornets. Here's the pitch. A hit and run is lined into left field. That'll get down for a base hit as Hayes advances to second. Schwenk aboard at first. And that will bring up Matt Douglas. Douglas in the first inning hit a sacrifice fly. So he had an RBI that scored Leo a Holt in the first inning. Now bats here with runners at first and second. At second, it's Hayes. At first, it's Schwenk. See what Douglas can do here. After all, he is the team lead in RBIs. He takes a big hack at the first pitch he sees, but comes up empty. 0-1 to Douglas. 31 RBI on the season, again tied for that team lead with Hunter Schwenk. Here is the 0-1. It is in the dirt, but blocked by Esparza, so the runners will have to stay put. Count moves to 1-1 to Douglas. Jensen looking to get out of this inning. Got 2 quick outs and then 2 two-out singles. Might have the Hornets starting a rally. A throw over to second to try to get Hayes, but Aiden dives back safely. There's a fly out and a ground out to the first 2 batters, and then back-to-back singles. Might have the Hornets on a rally here. Here is the 1-1 to Matt Douglas. It's a breaking ball. Douglas out in front of that one. Count moves to 1-2. On deck is Dylan Tobias, hoping for a shot this inning. Jensen, toe on the rubber. Comes set, looks at his runners, and delivers the 1-2. That's going to come in high and tight and hit Douglas. And so Jensen loses him. Bases loaded after there was 2 quick outs in the inning. Now it is Dylan Tobias. Starting pitcher for the Hornets, a real chance to help himself out. He's already done it once today, an RBI single in the first. And now, batting with the bases loaded and 2 away. At third, it's Hayes. At second, it's Schwenk. And at first, it's Douglas. First pitch to Tobias is called strike 1. Tobias taken all the way there as Tyler Harper gets ready on deck. Tobias 23 RBI this season. Big bender there from Jensen is going to miss outside. 1-1 the count now. Tobias does lead the team in walks at 11 this year. That one misses wide. Kicks away from Esparza. Breaking for the plate is Hayes, and he will get in there standing. Henley takes a 5-0 lead here in the second, and everyone moves up. Hayes scores, Schwenk to third, and to second it's Douglas. Still a good situation for Dylan Tobias at the plate. The count, a ball and a strike to him. Jensen allowed a run to come home after getting 2 quick outs. It was 2 base hits from Hayes and Schwenk, and then a hit batsman. And a 2-strike count to Douglas. Fouled back. Tobias staying alive. The count now 2-2. To the pitcher for Henley. Jensen ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Out in front of it is Tobias, but he gets a piece of it to foul it off. And for McLoughlin, we mentioned the first time in the postseason for the Pioneers since 2011. They lost to Newport in the first round, 8-6. They have only won 1 state championship, came back in 1978. And pardon me, they didn't win. They just appeared in the state championship game. It was a 10-4 loss to Eagle Point in 1978 as the high fastball lifted into left field. Coming in is Waltermeyer. The shortstop called everyone off and couldn't make the grab in left field. That will score 2. As Schwenk comes in from third, Douglas never stopped chugging. He scored from second. Tobias aboard at first. And Henley now leads 7-0. That will bring up Tyler Harper. Harper struck out his first time through, but had a 12-pitch at bat. He's seen quite a bit of Jensen. And looking to maybe take advantage of that fact here. Is lead off a first from Tobias. Throw over to first, and Tobias is safely back for McLoughlin. Coach Carlos Ravalcaba in his fourth year. This is his obviously first time making the playoffs. Second time for Coach Adam Randall of the Hornets in his third season. That one's going to miss low. 1-0 the count to Tyler Harper. And you look at Coach Randall and you say, well, those 2 playoff appearances in third years, and even that one that he missed really was the COVID-shortened season. So in full years, Adam Randall has made the playoffs, or at least the postseason, every year. As this one is fisted out to second, Jones will touch on his bag to end the inning, but not before the Hornets score 3 and take a 7-0 lead as we head to the top of the third on 104.3 and 9 Sports with HD video on mybasin.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quad-Track tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Score 7-0. The Hornets lead as we enter the top half of the third inning. 4 runs in the first, 3 more in the second for the Hornets. Have got them out in front of this play-in round matchup. The winner here advances to the 16-team OSAA state tournament that starts next Wednesday. Going to be Hornets likely traveling if they hold on to this one. McLoughlin definitely traveling if they hold on to this one, because the 8 teams that have made the tournament already, you look at the seedings, and we'll do so as we continue the broadcast, but Henley ranked 8th in the state has a good chance of holding on to this one, although still quite a bit of baseball to go. The first pitch to Owen Bishop is going to miss low, 1-0. Here is the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Tobias evens the count at 1. And Henley is the highest ranked play-in game team this year at 8th in the state. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes. In fact, they rank in front of some of the teams that automatically made the playoffs. The 1-2 is fouled off. And again, it's not based off of your record or ranking on whether or not you make the playoffs. It's based off of whether or not you win the division. And the Skyline Conference is a very top-heavy conference. Here is the 1-2 from Tobias, fouled off again to Bishop. Count remains 1-2. You've got the number 2 team in the state in Hidden Valley who made the playoffs. You've got Mazama, who is number 6 and made the playoffs, and the Hornets, who are number 8 and are battling to get in the playoffs here. The 1-2 is taken, strike 3 called. That is 5 strikeouts in a row for Tobias, 6 overall in the contest, and there is 1 away in the top of the third. That brings up Marco Hernandez. Hernandez this season batting $125 on the year. Here's the first pitch. Going to miss in the dirt, 1-0. Here's Tobias with the 1-0. It is taken. That's going to miss low as well, the fastball. 2-0. The count to Hernandez, the left fielder for McLoughlin, and the 9th hitter in the order. Here's the 2-0. Will come in and find the zone. So fastball might have been a little bit inside for Hernandez's liking. He turned away from it, but here's the 2-1. It is looked at for ball 3. Tobias has yet to walk anyone yet, but finds himself in a hole, 3-1 to Marco Hernandez. Here's the pitch from Tobias. That one is swung on and missed. Count runs full to Hernandez. 3-2, and again, Tobias has already struck out 6 in the game. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed, and Tobias gets another one. 6 straight, 7 for the game. And back now to the top of the order for the Pioneers, it's Javier Esparza, who was the first strikeout casualty of the contest. Tobias ready to deliver the first pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed, a pitch in the dirt. Might have been the breaking ball from Tobias. 0-1, the count to Esparza. Tobias now from the windup delivers. Breaking ball again. This time Esparza got a piece of it, though, and fouled it off. Count does, in fact, move to 0-2 to Esparza, a .364 hitter this season. Stares down Tobias, ready for the 0-2. It is swung on and missed. Tobias strikes out the side again. We're going to the bottom of the third with Henley leading 7-0 over the Pioneers on 104.3 960 Sports.
Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
Seven, 8, 9 in the Hornet order due up in the bottom of the third. That's Owen Sheen, Peyton Price, and Blaine Boersma in a game in which the Hornets lead 7-0. A trip to the playoffs on the line as one of these two teams will be advancing to the 16-team OSAA Baseball State Playoffs. They start on Wednesday of next week. And, of course, the state championship game is June 4th at Volcano Stadium in Kaiser. Hornets looking to get back there. Again, they made 5 straight trips to the state championship game. That is the most consecutive state championship games played in. 5 in a row, 2013 to 2017. Hornets lost in the quarterfinal in 2018, but made it back to the title game in 2019. Of course, no state championship with the season canceled in 2020. Last year was kind of weird with the COVID-shortened rules and Hidden Valley with a state championship, although the OSAA doesn't even know if they're technically recognizing state championships from that year in 2021. So, all things considered, the Hornets are trying to begin a new streak. It is a fly ball to right field for Owen Sheen to start things out in the third. That's going to get down. Sheen headed to second now, rounding second, headed for third. He's going to get in there standing. A leadoff triple for Owen Sheen. That sets things up nicely for Peyton Price. Price is 0 for 1 in the contest, but looking for something big here in the bottom of the third. His team up 7 as the infield for Mac High comes in. Everyone playing on the grass, the outfield not shifting. First pitch to Price is going to miss 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Breaking pitch, it's reached for by Price, but grounded to third. Sanchez up with it, throw on to first in time, and Sheen having to stay put at third. And that will bring up Blaine Boersma with 1 away in the bottom of the third. Boersma flew out his first time through. He popped up to center field, but Boersma this season batting .386 on the year and 17 RBI. One more out there waiting for him at third. It's Sheen. Jensen comes set. Infield still in for the Pioneers. This one is popped up. Playable in foul territory. De La Rosa over and makes the catch for the second out. To the top of the order now for the Hornets, it's Leo Ahalt, who is 1 for 2 today. Singled, came around to score in the first, and then grounded out in the second. Looking to get the knock that'd send Sheen home. He still stands at third after the leadoff triple, now 2 away. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that's hit. Nailed into center field. Birdwell going back. He's not going to get there. That's going to one-hop the wall. Sheen has scored. Rounding second and headed for third is Leo. He is going to be safe as the throw goes wild. An RBI triple for Leo Ahalt gives the Hornets an 8-0 lead. Now it's Aiden Hayes to bat for the Hornets. Same situation as Leo Ahalt. You don't say, they trade places out there too often when a guy stands at third, but Leo Ahalt absolutely ran into that baseball, sent it on a ride to left center field. Aiden Hayes now is 1 for 1. He steps in. The pitch. It is fouled off and will be out of play down the right field line. 0-1 count now to Hayes. On deck is Hunter Schwenk as Jensen still on the bump for the Pioneers. 8 runs home against him in this ballgame. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed. An 0-2 count now to Aiden Hayes. Hayes has come around to score each time he's hit so far today. Once he was hit by a pitch in the first, and in the second he got a single and came around to score. Here's the 0-2 to Hayes. It is popped, foul, playable by the catcher, and Esparza will let that one drop. I think it might have bounced along the chain link fence. Tough to see from this angle, but regardless, Hayes stays alive, still 0-2 in the count. And Jensen trying to get out of this inning, only allowing the 1 run to come across. Score 8-0, Hornets lead. And we're in the bottom of the third inning. Jensen coming set, ready to deliver to Hayes. A breaking ball is chopped at towards third, picked out by Sanchez. Throw on to first is in time. A nice pick in the dirt by De La Rosa, the first baseman for McLoughlin, too. That will end the inning, but the Hornets score 1 on 2 triples in the inning. The RBI credited to Leo Ahalt. The Hornets up 8-0 as we go to the top of the fourth on 104.3 and 9 Sports with HD video on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
And welcome you back to Rosser Field, the side of today's play-in matchup between the Hornets and the Pioneers. It'll be 2-3-4 in the McLoughlin order in the top of the fourth. That's Cooper Waltermeyer, Cooper Jensen, and Ethan Jones. Right now it is 8-0, the Hornets lead. First pitch to Waltermeyer is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count now. as Tobias has fanned 7 straight batters for McLoughlin. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to miss in the dirt. Count now 1-1 to Waltermeyer, who's 0 for 1 today. Cooper Waltermeyer flew out to second base in the first inning. Here's the 1-1 on the way from Tobias. It is a ground ball out to short. Up with it is Hayes. The throw is in time. Hayes makes the play. And that will bring up Cooper Jensen. And Coach Randall coming out to have a visit on the mound. Curious if Tobias has reached his pitch count for the day. And that is something to consider in the playoffs. When you talk about pitch count and days rest and all sorts of the like, you know, Dillon actually finished 3rd in the conference in terms of number of pitches thrown. And also worth mentioning, there is a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for McLoughlin, and we'll get you who that is. That would be Javier Esparza, the catcher, warming up. And it'll be Tyler Harper to come in and pitch. He's got to change out of his catcher's gear, though, so we're going to take a break and come back. We'll get you all the defensive changes when we return to the top of the 4th inning. And Henley leads 8-0 on 104.3 and 960 Sports. We've got HD video on Basin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Pitching change for the Hornets in the top of the 4th inning. Tyler Harper coming in relief of Dylan Tobias. You can close the book on Tobias in this game. Dylan tossed 3 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit. He struck out 8 batters. Dylan Tobias struck out 8 hitters in 11 batters faced. And Tyler Harper will come in relief of him, the right-hander coming in relief. Most of the time, Tyler is going to come in relief. By the way, he was the catcher. And the freshman, Mark Carpenter, coming in to do the catching now for the Hornets. As they hand over the reins to Harper, you got to imagine that it is a pitch count issue for the Hornets and Coach Randall trying to save Tobias's arm for a potential opening round playoff game. And that would be on Wednesday if the Hornets hold on to this 8-0 lead they find themselves with in the 4th inning. And again, as the highest-ranked play-in team, they would likely play someone like Philomath or Staten. Those are the 7-8 seeds in the tournament already. And so now, still have to finish this game out, though, as Cooper Jensen ready to step in. 1 away in the top of the 4th. Here's the first pitch from Tyler Harper. It is going to miss low. 1-0 the count to Jensen, who singled as the only base hit of the day for McLoughlin. That was back in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-0 from Harper. Swung on and missed. Harper brings a little bit more heat on the mound. His control isn't as pinpoint as Tobias, but I think Harper's definitely got a little extra zip on the fastball. That time pulling the string, a swing and a miss against Jensen. 1-2. Cooper Jensen, the starting pitcher for McLoughlin. There was someone else warming up in the bullpen, so curious to see if he returns to the mound in the bottom half. Here's the 1-2. Comes in and nails Jensen in the back. He's going to take a free pass. And so he is aboard at first for the second time today. That brings up Ethan Jones. And as painful as it may be for Jensen, I think he knows that at this point in the game, McLoughlin just needs base runners. And that is exactly what the first base coach for McLoughlin is saying. As Jensen returns to first, just kind of walking it off here. He got hit square in the back. Well, I'll remind you that this game is brought to you in part by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and can assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union can help you reach your goals. One away and a runner on first. It is Jensen, Ethan Jones, stepping in for the Pioneers. Couple step lead off of first from Jensen. Tyler Harper comes set. Kicks and delivers. Fastball going to miss wide. 1-0. Love watching Harper pitch from the stretch. He reminds me of a right-handed Clayton Kershaw, the way he comes set above his head and then he brings it back down. Here's the 1-0 to Jones. That one's going to miss high. They try to backdoor him at first with the throw behind the plate, but back safely is Jensen. And again, the count moves to 2-0 against Ethan Jones. Jones this season hitting a $135 on the year. The 2-0 on the way to Ethan Jones. That one will find the zone. Nice hard fastball from Harper. The count moves to now 2-1. With one away and a runner on first, it's Jensen. The score 8-0. Henley leads in the top of the fourth in this play-in round matchup. Here's the pitch from Harper. That one's going to miss high and away. 3-1. The count to Ethan Jones. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out in his first at-bat, was one of 8 strikeouts that Tobias had to start the game. Here's the 3-1 from Tyler Harper. Swung on and missed. Jones runs the count full. 3-2, still one away, and still a runner on first in Jensen. Don't imagine anything on in the base paths here with only one away. Before he comes set, Harper checks Jensen at first, now comes set. Here's the pitch. Full count. It misses in the dirt, so a walk for Tyler Harper. He comes in and hits Jensen and walks Jones. The first two tasks for Harper not going to plan. And now it'll bring up Donnie Birdwell, who struck out his first time through. The left-hander for McLoughlin this season is a $189 hitter. Here's the pitch from Harper. Comes down and in and misses to Birdwell. 1-0. This is what I mean by when I say Harper might lack some of the control that Tobias showed when his 8 strikeouts, as we've got a mound visit after only 2 batters coming in for Harper. I'd like to remind you that this game on MyBasin.com is brought to you in part by Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty. Little things can add up to big bills when you're buying, selling, or owning a home. And Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty's exclusive Beyond the Sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty today. Well, it looks like the conference on the mound is over as everyone returns to their stations. It is runners at first and second, Jensen at second, Jones at first, Donnie Birdwell at the plate in a 1-0 count. Harper comes set, ready to deliver to Birdwell. Here's the pitch. That one's going to find the zone. A hard fastball graces the outside corner, evens the count at 1. Henley leading 8-0 in the top of the fourth. Harper ready to deliver to Birdwell. Checks his runners and delivers. That one will miss. Low and away. Carpenter had to chase it down, but no one is moving. 2 balls and a strike. They count to Birdwell. As the infield for Henley. Hayes in a halt at short and second, playing for a double play. Boersma, the third baseman, on the grass. Here's the 2-1. It is a ground ball right back to the pitcher, Harper. He's going to turn to second to get it, but the throw goes into center field. Rounding third now and headed home is Jensen. The throw from center is high and late. The Pioneers score 8-1 now the score. Henley still in control. On the play, Jones advanced to third. Birdwell stays at first on the fielder's choice. And a run comes home. 8-1. And runners at the corner still now with just one away. Francisco De La Rosa stepping in now. He was a strikeout casualty in the second inning. It was his first at-bat. Harper toes the rubber. Birdwell, a generous lead off of first. Here's the pitch. Comes in and finds the zone. Might have been an off-speed pitch to De La Rosa there. Count 0-1 to the first baseman for the Pioneers. Hitting 178 this year. Third on the team in RBIs at 13. Here's the 0-1. Taken in the zone, 0-2. Now the count to De La Rosa. On deck for the Pioneers is Isaac Sanchez. Harper checks his runners before coming set. Gets the sign. Here's the 0-2. It is a high fastball. De La Rosa ducks out of the way of it and moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes now. One away in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch to De La Rosa. It is swung on and fouled back, so De La Rosa stays alive, still 1-2. It's a fine day for baseball in the South Basin. Partly cloudy skies and right around 60 degrees right now. Could get up to about 62 by game's end tonight. Here is the 1-2 to De La Rosa. Swung on and fouled back. De La Rosa staying alive. Count remains 1-2 with runners at the corners. Birdwell at first, Jones at third. Already one home this inning for McLoughlin. It was Cooper Jensen who reached after being hit by a pitch and came around to score with one away in the inning. Here's the pitch from Harper. It's going to miss high to De La Rosa. Count now is full. Pardon me. Count moves to 2-2. My mistake. So De La Rosa steps back in. Here's the 2-2. It is looked at. Now the count runs full as the fastball missed down and away. Picked up some dirt along with it. And still no one in the Henley bullpen as Harper comes set with the full count pitch to De La Rosa. Here it is. It is swung on and fouled back. De La Rosa staying alive, and they might have something on the base paths with Birdwell. Looked like he might have been taken off. Could be a hit and run for the Pioneers. We'll see. Count full to Francisco De La Rosa. Trying to come up and get his team back in the game. They trail 8-1 in the fourth. Harper comes set with the full count pitch. Delivers. It's going to miss high. And that will load the bases for Isaac Sanchez. Brings up Isaac Sanchez, who struck out in the second. Was one of 8 that Tobias, the starting pitcher today, struck out. See what he can do now with the bases loaded and one away. Harper comes set, and here's the pitch. That one is going to find the upper half of the zone. 0-1, the count to Sanchez. Isaac this year batting 127, has 5 RBI this season, but 3 more out there waiting for him. At first, it's De La Rosa, Birdwell at second, and Jones at third. Here's the 0-1. Is going to come in and hit Sanchez. That'll bring home a run. Jones scores. Birdwell to third, De La Rosa to second, and Sanchez aboard. Score now 8-2. And bases will remain loaded. for Owen Bishop. Bishop is 0 for 1 today, struck out in the third. But now again bats with the bases loaded. His team down 6. The score 8-2. Henley leads in this play-in game. Harper comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's going to miss in the dirt. Blocked by Carpenter. Good job by the freshman. Stay in front of that one. 1-0 to Bishop. And Tyler Harper having a tough time finding the zone. Has walked 2 and hit 2 in 5 batters faced in the game. That one comes inside and is a called strike 1 to Bishop. Thought he turned out of the way to try to get out of the way of that one, but it was a called strike regardless. Count moves to a ball and a strike. Here's the pitch to Bishop. That one is flared foul down the right field line. A ball and 2 strikes. They count to the right fielder for the Pioneers. Bishop hitting 143 this year, 7 RBIs on the season. And he's got an opportunity now to get his team back in the game. Corners in for the Hornets with just 1 away. Here's the 1-2. Is called strike 3 against Bishop, and Harper gets Bishop looking for the second out. Bottom of the order now, it's the 9th hitter in the lineup for the Pioneers, Marco Hernandez. A strikeout casualty in the 3rd inning. Hernandez this season hitting 125. Here's the pitch. It's going to come inside and miss inside to Hernandez. 1-0. The count to the McLoughlin left fielder. On deck, Javier Esparza. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and fouled into the glove of Carpenter. Count moves to 1-1 now. Harper coming set with the 0-2 will miss inside, so the count now moves to 1-2. And I'm sure McLoughlin would love to get the top of the order up with the bases still loaded. But now a 2-strike count with 2 away to Hernandez. Harper coming set. Here is the pitch. It is going to miss high. Count now moves to 2-2. Big pitch here. Harper coming set with the 2-2 to Hernandez. Kicks and delivers. Misses high, count runs full. This is the payoff pitch of the inning. Coming up, bases loaded, 2 away, an 8-2 ball game. Henley leads, and Hernandez steps back in. Here's the full count pitch from Tyler Harper. Runners go, and it is called strike 3. Big pitch and a big moment for Tyler Harper, and he comes up when it matters most. The Pioneers leave the bases loaded, but they score 2 in the inning. Not a single base hit. We go to the bottom of the 4th with Henley leading 8-2 on 104.3 960 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball game. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Hunter Schwenk, Matt Douglas, and Dylan Tobias. That's 3, 4, 5 in the Hornets order to get things started in the bottom half of the fourth in an 8-2 ball game. McLoughlin scored 2 in the top half of this inning as Tyler Harper came in relief after 1 out in the fourth. He would hit Jensen, walk Jones. Birdwell reached on a fielder's choice, walked De La Rosa, hit Isaac Sanchez with a pitch, and he left the bases loaded as he struck out Owen Bishop and Marco Hernandez. But 2 runs did come in to score, making it an 8-2 ball game. Meantime, for the Hornets, they plated 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and 1 in the third. 8 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for Henley. And so far in the game, the Hornets have left 3 runners on. For McLoughlin, 2 runs on 1 hit, just 1 error, and the Pioneers have left 4 runners on base in the ball game. Into the bottom of the fourth, it's going to be Hunter Schwenk. And it looks to me like a lefty and a righty warming up in the Henley bullpen. Looks to be Owen Sheen and Mark Carpenter getting warm-up tosses in. All right. Cooper Jensen still on the bump for the Pioneers. First pitch to Schwenk is popped up. Shallow right field, and Bishop will make the grab for the first out. Brings up Matt Douglas now. Douglas an RBI today with a sacrifice fly in the first. He was also hit by a pitch in the second. Here's the first pitch to Douglas. A ground ball to third. Up with it is Sanchez. The throw is going to go down the right field line. Round in first and headed for second is Douglas. He is going to trot in there standing up. And the error allowing Douglas to reach second with 1 away in the inning. Still 1 away for Dylan Tobias. I believe Tobias staying in the game as the designated hitter. He's 2 for 2 today with 3 RBI. 1 more out there waiting for him at second. It's Douglas. The pitch to Tobias, a bender that does not find the zone. 1-0. The count to Tobias. Tyler Harper on deck. Jensen receives the sign from Esparza, checks his runner at second. It's Douglas and delivers a ground ball down the first base line, snagged by De La Rosa, and he will be there for the out. In the meantime, Douglas advancing to third, and why was he going back? I'm unsure. Unsure exactly why Douglas ran back to second. He had reached third safely, but that will end the inning on a confusing note. The score still 8-2 as we go to the top of the fifth on 4-3 and 960 Sports.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
And we go to the top of the fifth inning. New pitcher in for the Hornets. It's going to be Mark Carpenter as Tyler Harper returns behind the plate. So Harper, and again, Mark Carpenter comes in to pitch for the Hornets. Tyler Harper exits after pitching 2/3 of an innings. He gave up 2 runs. Neither of them earned. No hits. He walked 2 and struck out 2. You can close the book on Harper. Now the freshman Mark Carpenter gets his crack at the McLoughlin order. Javier Esparza, Cooper Waltermeyer, and Cooper Jensen do up this half for the Pioneers. Between them, just 1 base hit. Came back in the first inning for Jensen. 3rd time through the lineup for the Pioneers. Freshman Carpenter has pitched in some big games this year for the Hornets. Has traditionally, at least from what I've seen, been the pitcher in Game 2 of the 3-game series this year. So no surprise that he is getting the nod in relief in this play-in game matchup. Can imagine that Coach Randall is trying to use as many pitchers as he can to keep everyone's pitch count even, so that way everyone is available for use in the opening round of the playoffs, the round of 16, if Henley holds on to this 8-2 lead that they've built themselves. It'll be Javier Esparza, who's 0 for 2 today as he steps in. The catcher has struck out twice today for McLoughlin. Here is the first pitch from Mark Carpenter. Breaking ball is going to miss in the dirt, 1-0. Struck out in the first and third innings. Esparza, second on the team in batting average, hitting .364 this year. Here's the 1-0 from Carpenter. Is going to find the zone. Strike 1 called on the inside fastball to Esparza. Carpenter now from the windup. The 1-1 fouled back. Count moves now to 1-2 to Esparza. These two teams have not matched up in the last 10 years. The first time they've met each other is here in the playoffs. The 1-2, the curveball swung on and missed, and Carpenter sets down Esparza. 3rd time today that he's struck out. And now there's 1 away in the top of the 5th. This will bring up Cooper Waltermeyer. Waltermeyer 0 for 2 today. A fly out to second base in the first and a ground out in the 4th. Carpenter receives the sign from Harper. Ready to deliver the first pitch to Waltermeyer. Comes inside. Waltermeyer backs out of the way, but a called strike 1. 0-1 the count to Waltermeyer. Cooper Jensen on deck. Waltermeyer leading the team in batting average at .415 this year. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. 0-2 the count to Waltermeyer. The shortstop for McLoughlin. 15 RBI on the season. He ranks 2nd on the team in that number. The 0-2 misses outside. The fastball from Carpenter. Count moves to 1-2. Mark Carpenter deciding on the pitch. Ready to deliver the 1-2. It is a changeup that's in the dirt. A good strikeout pitch from Carpenter, but a better job from Waltermeyer to lay off that pitch as it skipped to the plate. Count now runs even. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away in the inning. Here it is. Comes inside, and I think that hit Waltermeyer, and it did. So he will be awarded first. That is the 3rd hit batsman today for McLoughlin. One of them came around to score, and it was actually Cooper Jensen, who bats now. That was back in the 4th inning. And Waltermeyer is going to walk this one off, as it looked like it might have hit him right in the knee. So he's going to take a second here. Plenty of time for us to remind you that this game is brought to you by Harbor Isles Tennis and Golf Club. Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness has the most understanding trainers you could ask for. They help you get motivated, and their workouts will make you feel accomplished all day. Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness wants you to lose those reins and get your gains. Well, a runner aboard at first is Waltermeyer. And Cooper Jensen stepping in now. 1 for 1 today, a single in the first. He was hit by a pitch, came around to score in the fourth. Generous lead off of first from Waltermeyer. Carpenter comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the zone. Finds the low and away corner to the right-handed hitting Jensen. Heading the count 0-1. Throw over to first and apply the tag to Waltermeyer. He's back safe. Called Waltermeyer flat-footed, but wasn't too far off the base yet. It was a good move from Carpenter, but throw over again. They tried to get him again in the middle of a step. Again, Carpenter's timing these really well, but not able to apply the tag onto Waltermeyer soon enough. And he's keeping him honest, only a couple of steps off of first now. Here is the 0-1. It is popped up. Could be playable, but no. Just carries out of play behind home plate. Count now moves to 0-2 to Jensen. On deck is Ethan Jones. Jensen batting .321 this season. Just trying to get on base with one away. Middle infield ready for a double play. Here's the 0-2. No, it's a throw over to first to keep Waltermeyer close. Back safely. And Carpenter checks his runner before coming set. The 0-2. In the dirt, blocked by Harper. So Waltermeyer is going to have to stay at first. The count moves to 1-2. The score 8-2 in the top of the fifth inning. Henley leads, trying to book their ticket to the 16-team state tournament. Here is the 1-2 to Jensen. It is called. Strike three on the outside corner. A nice fastball from Carpenter sets down Jensen, and that will bring up Ethan Jones. Jones today 0 for 1. Strikeout in the first. He walked, came around to score in the fourth inning. Throw over to first. Waltermeyer back safely. Jones this season batting .135. Does have 10 RBI. Could send one into the gap and score the speedy shortstop from McLoughlin. Two away in the top of the fifth. Henley leads 8-2. The freshman Carpenter receiving the sign from the veteran Harper. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken high in the zone. Jones didn't like that call. He looked behind him for a second, but he thought that might have been high. Regardless, strike two to Jones after that foul ball. Here it is. It is in the dirt. Harper blocks it and eats it up as Waltermeyer advances to second. Put that one in the books as a steal for Waltermeyer. Finds himself at second now. The count moves to 1-2. Jones now a legitimate chance to knock in Waltermeyer. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Carpenter strikes out the side in the fifth inning. The score remains 8-2 as we head to the bottom half. Henley leads on 104.3 60 Sports.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Six, seven, 8 in the Henley order. Due up in the bottom of the fifth. Tyler Harper, Owen Sheen, and Peyton Price. Between them, 2 base hits. Each of them credited to Owen Sheen. Sheen has had a good day today. It's a double in the first and a triple in the third. Meantime, for Harper, not as much luck. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a groundout so far. By the way, Cooper Jensen still on the bump for the Pioneers. They're trying to ride him. He's pitched well last inning, and 1-2-3 inning, and only allowed one to come across in the third. The Hornets got to him in the first and the second when they scored 4 and then 3, respectively. But since then, it hasn't been a bad day for Jensen. His Hornets lineup has gone relatively quiet. But they do lead by 6, so it's kind of hard to say that when they're up by 6. But 8-2 the score as we find ourselves in the bottom of the 5th. Whoever wins this game will have to travel for their state tournament game because you had to survive the play-in round. So it just depends on if McLoughlin comes back and wins. And is ranked 24th in the state, they will likely have to go up against number 1 Banks or maybe number 2 Hidden Valley, depending on what happens around the state. But in the case of Henley, they're ranked so high in the state that they could get a draw like Philomath or Staten, who are the 7 and 8 seeds in the tournament. Tyler Harper stepping in now. The first pitch to him is going to be taken for a ball. 1-0. The count to Harper. Started the game as a catcher, came in to pitch, and allowed the 2 runs to come across that McLoughlin has scored in the game. So hoping to get a little bit of a rally started for Tyler. Get back what he lost in the 4th. Pops one up to left field. Going over is the left fielder, and Hernandez runs out of room as that ball goes out of play. Count moves now to a ball and a strike. Jensen coming set with the 1-1. Here it is. Curveball is going to miss high to Harper. Taken all the way after he saw that one fly out of the hands of Jensen. Owen Sheen on deck, then it's Peyton Price. Pitch misses low. 3-1. The count to Harper. Jensen again opting to pitch from the stretch this game. Here it is. That one is popped up in foul territory. Going over into left field and out of play. So the count moves now to 3-2 after that foul ball. Jensen has yet to walk anyone. He has hit 2 batters, but no base on balls yet. Here's the full count pitch. Breaking ball is popped foul. That one is well out of play behind the Hornets dugout. Count remains full at 3-2 for Harper. This season for Tyler, he is batting .310. Has started and played in every single game the Hornets have played this season. And just getting a few baseballs in as he's had quite a few foul balls and ready to go with a full count pitch to Tyler Harper. Jensen toes the rubber. The right-hander receives the sign from Esparza behind the dish. Here it is. The full count pitch is a ground ball to short. Walter Meyer up with it. The throw is in time, and they get Harper. Owen Sheen to bat now for the Hornets. Sheen has had a fine day so far, an RBI double back in the first. He tripled and would later come around to score in the third. Hoping to get things started here. The left-handed junior batting .308 this season. He leads the team in runs scored at 18 this season. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball will start out of the zone and break back into the zone. 0-1, the count with 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Henley leads 8-2. Jensen delivers. Another curveball and another strike to Sheen. He has let both of these go by him. Each time it has started high and out of the zone and broke back over the middle of the plate to the left-hander. Here's the 0-2 to Sheen. That one is a fastball that will miss low. 1-2. We'll see what they come to Sheen with here. The 1-2 is another curveball. Sheen watches that one, but it does miss wide. 2-2. And for that pitch, Owen Sheen, man, a good eye there, because you let two of those go. You start thinking the third time you see it, got to swing. But Sheen's smarter than I am. He now runs the count full as the 2-2 pitch misses outside. So from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count, Owen Sheen has not swung the bat once. He's watched 5 pitches go by him. And we'll see what he does here as the count runs full. Jensen comes set with it. Delivers the full count pitch. That one is grounded foul down the first base side. So Sheen offers up at the breaking pitch and stays alive. One away in this inning, it was Tyler Harper with a ground out. Reaching our high in temperature today at about 62 degrees. The wind, not too much of a factor today at Roster Field. Full count pitch is hit into shallow left field. That will get down for a base hit. And no, it'll be foul down the line. My apologies there. We'll do it again. A full count pitch. Sheen still batting. Looking to find any kind of way to get on base. Sheen has hit 2 extra base hits today. His hits 17 and 18 on the season. Jensen deciding on the full count pitch once again to Sheen. Kicks and delivers. A curveball is fouled back, so we'll do it again. 3-2. The left-handed hitting Owen Sheen, the only left-hander in the lineup for Henley, and I believe the only left-hander at all on the team. He was in the bullpen earlier throwing a few pitches. Sheen has started a couple of games for the Hornets this year. Curious to see if we see him in this game or later on in the postseason if Henley advances. The 3-2 is taken outside, a fastball ball 4, and Sheen reaches base. First walk given up on the day by Jensen. And that will bring up Peyton Price. Looks to be a mound visit for Jensen. Unsure if they're going to make a change here. But regardless, a fine time to remind you that this game is brought to you by John Bowers Construction. The team can get your yard cleaned up and ready for spring planting. You can get on their mowing and weeding maintenance schedule today. John's crew is ready to make your yard look its best. You can call John Bowers Construction Landscape Maintenance today at 541-204-1464. And the conference on the mound is concluded. Owen Sheen aboard at first. Peyton Price to hit with 1 away. The bottom of the 5th inning. And Henley leads 8-2. Jensen shakes off Esparza once, now comes set. Checks his runner, throws over to first, but Sheen back safely. And it seems like right as I spoke about the wind about 3 minutes ago, it has since picked up a little bit. Blowing just a little bit out to left field. Sheen takes off. The pitch is in the dirt. The throw down is not in time. Sheen is in standing as he swipes second, moves in a scoring position now. A 1-0 count with 1 away. That pitch missed in the dirt to Price. Price today is 0 for 2. Peyton flew out in the first, grounded out in the third. Now an RBI opportunity here in the 5th this season. Peyton Price has 9 RBI. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. A ball and a strike now to Price. Starting in left field today for the Hornets. Blaine Boersma waits on deck. Jensen comes set. Throw over to second. Sheen back safely. Jensen with the 1-1 on the way. It comes inside. They thought Sheen was on the move. He got about halfway down to third before coming back. The thing about Owen on the base paths, he can be a real pest to opposing teams. He gets a great secondary lead, especially off of second base. So as that pitch missed down and into Price, Sheen remains at second with one away in the bottom of the fifth. Sheen takes a few steps off the bag. It's that big secondary lead. The 2-1 is a curveball that misses high. Now 3-1 to Peyton Price. Price has left runners in scoring position in each of his first two at-bats so far. Looking for different fortunes here. Here's the 3-1. That one is going to miss high and away. A walk on 5 pitches to Peyton Price. That's back-to-back walks for Cooper Jensen. Sheen remains at second, and this brings up Blaine Boersma. Boersma 0 for 2 today with a couple of flyouts, but on the season, Blaine hits .386. Also, he leads the team in hit by pitches. Blaine has been hit 7 times this season. It's kind of the badge of honor on a baseball team, I feel like. Whoever leads the team in hit by pitches as they throw back to Sheen. He's back safely at second. I think my freshman year in high school, I led the team in hit by pitches. Is probably the only reason why my on-base percentage was better than 200, it felt like. Blaine Boersma steps back in, the right-hander. First pitch is fouled back. 0-1. Coach Adam Randall in his 4th season, yelling out the numbers to his base runners. The Hornets like to do that instead of the traditional signs. They like the numbers, the codes with the armbands. The 0-1 on the way to Boersma. Line drive into center field. Going back is Birdwell. He is going to make the leaping catch. Sheen tagging from second, going to third, and he is in there standing. Still at first is Price, but my goodness, what a play in center field by Birdwell, leaping backwards to make the grab. Top of the order now for the Hornets. It's Leo Ahold with runners at the corners and 2 away as Sheen advanced to third. Price remains at first. Leo already has 1 RBI today. He's 2 for 3. That RBI came in the 3rd inning when he ripped one to left center field and got a triple in doing so. Jensen receiving the sign from Esparza. Comes set, checks his runners. Throw over to first. Diving back safely is Price. And for Jensen, risky business. Making the throw to first there. Runner on third, anything can happen. Jensen comes set. Ready to deliver the first pitch to Leo, but instead it's a throw over to first. And the tag applied, but Price is back safely. Sheen takes his time getting back to third as the ball gets back to Jensen. Here's the pitch. And a line drive into center field. Over to make the grab and end the inning is the center fielder Birdwell. And the Hornets leave 2 stranded. They lead 8-2 as we go to the top of the 6th on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD Video. Basin.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Donnie Birdwell, Francisco De La Rosa, and Isaac Sanchez. The 3-2 up this inning for the Pioneers. That's 5, 6, 7 in the McLoughlin order. And Mark Carpenter still on the bump for the Hornets, entering his second inning of work. Got through the first one relatively painless. 3 strikeouts. He did hit Waltermeyer with a pitch, but all things considered, it was a good inning for Carpenter in his first postseason appearance. Again, not technically the playoffs yet, just the postseason, because this is the play-in round. Winner here advances to the 16-team OSAA State Tournament, concluding in Kaiser on June 4th at Volcano Stadium. First pitch to Birdwell is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count to the center fielder for McLoughlin. Birdwell this season hitting .189, the 4th best hitter on the Pioneers. Here's the 0-1. It is also swung on and missed. The curveball bounces to the plate, and Birdwell goes after it. 0-2. Birdwell today struck out in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Carpenter ready to deliver the 0-2. Here it is. It is looked at low and away on what looked to be maybe a changeup from Carpenter. 1-2 to Birdwell. The center fielder has been busy defensively in this game. Now has to do it with the bat. The 1-2 fouled back. So he recorded the final 2 outs in that 5th inning against the Hornets. Line drives into center field and made a fantastic grab in that inning. Leapt to grab the line drive, as Birdwell has been a good defender this game for the Pioneers. The 1-2 is a curveball that misses down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count to Birdwell. Batting 5th in the order. It's the middle of the lineup for the Pioneers. It is a ground ball to third. Boersma charging. The throw is going to take Douglas off the bag, and Birdwell is aboard. He might have beat the throw anyway, so unless said otherwise, Birdwell aboard with the base hit. Only the 2nd hit of the day for McLoughlin. Their first base hit since the first inning. Brings up Francisco De La Rosa. De La Rosa walked in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. Here's the pitch to the first baseman. No, it is a check move over to first. Birdwell back safely. 8-2 the score in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch from Carpenter, fouled back. De La Rosa down in the count, 0-1. De La Rosa this season hitting .178. He's 2nd on the team in RBI this year at 13. Here's the pitch. The 0-1, a breaking ball that finds the zone. Started high, but broke back into the strike zone against De La Rosa. The count now, a ball and 2 strikes to the first baseman of the Pioneers. Isaac Sanchez on deck. Throw over to first, and Birdwell's back safely. Always concerned about the base runners. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed. And for the 2nd time today, De La Rosa goes down on strikes. 4th strikeout of the day for Carpenter. And now 1 away for Isaac Sanchez, who is a strikeout victim in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Carpenter coming set, delivers to Sanchez. It's a breaking ball in the dirt, swung on and missed by Sanchez, blocked by Harper behind the plate. Good job by the veteran catcher from Henley there. You know, Harper might have let things get away from him on the mound a little bit when he came in and pitched in that 4th inning, but nothing but respect for Harper behind the dish. He works hard. Would get my vote for a gold glove if we had such a thing in the conference. Another curveball. That one finds the zone. 0-2 the count to Isaac Sanchez. On deck is Owen Bishop. Middle infield at double play depth for the Hornets. Here's the 0-2. It is swung on and fouled back. Staying alive is Sanchez. Count remains 0-2. Carpenter checks his runner, comes set. Another step off of first from Birdwell. Throw over to first, the tag applied, and Birdwell back safely. Still an 0-2 count. Carpenter gets the sign from Harper. Throw over to first, a good throw, but Birdwell again back safely. Very concerned about him at first. And with an 8-2 lead, really could focus on the plate. Here's the 0-2 to Sanchez. It's a fastball taken high. 1-2. I've always found it curious. Pitchers stay so concerned with the runner at first. Another step taken off by Birdwell. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, and Sanchez goes down swinging. 5th strikeout of the day for Carpenter. That's the 15th time a player from McLoughlin has struck out this game. And now there's 2 away in the top of the 6th for Owen Bishop, who has struck out twice in the game. Generous lead off of first from Birdwell. Carpenter comes set, delivers. Swung on and missed on the fastball in the dirt. 0-1 the count to Bishop. He has struck out twice. Marco Hernandez, who is on deck, has also struck out twice. Both men 0 for 2 today. Throw over to first, and Birdwell back safely. Bishop this season batting 143. A breaking ball started inside to the right-handed hitting Bishop, but broke back into the zone. Call that one the front door curveball to Bishop. 0-2. Carpenter delivers. It is fouled. Carpenter has already struck out 5 in 7 batters faced. See if he can go for 6 here in 8 with an 0-2 count to Owen Bishop. The freshman checks his runner before coming set. Carpenter gathers the sign from Harper. Checks his runner again. And he comes to Bishop with the 0-2. It's a high fastball. The throw down to second to try to get Birdwell. Ends up in the center field. Birdwell is going to have to stay put at second. So he swipes the bag there. Count now 1-2 at the plate to Bishop. Carpenter still in control of this AB, even with the high outside fastball. Almost worked like a pitch out to try to get Birdwell, but still couldn't get him. Carpenter comes set with the 1-2. Here it is. It is a curveball that Harper blocks. Again, hard work back there from Tyler. Count remains 2-2. The runner on second in the top of the 6th inning. Henley leads 8-2 in this play-in game contest. Winner advances to the playoffs. Carpenter comes set with a 2-2. And he delivers to Bishop. Fastball down, skips to the plate again. Harper having to eat that one up as it bounces off his chest plate. Still at second is Birdwell as the count now runs full to Bishop. 3-2. Carpenter has pitched well out of the bullpen so far. See what he comes with here on the full count pitch. Carpenter delivers. It is a ground ball out to second. Leo Halt on to first, and that will end the inning. No runs on one base hit for the Pioneers. They leave one stranded in the 6th. They trail the Hornets 8-2 as we go to the bottom half of the 6th on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video on My Basin.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
It'll be 2-3-4 for the Hornets in the bottom of the sixth inning. That's Aiden Hayes, Hunter Schwenk, and Matt Douglas. Henley leads 8-2 as we enter the bottom of the sixth inning, a game in which one team advances to the playoffs and one team heads home unhappy. The Hornets trying to make the playoffs for what seems to be like home for them. They make it just about every year. In fact, they have every year since at least 2013, when they began a streak of 5 straight state championship games attended. Meantime, for McLoughlin, down 6. They are trying to make their first playoffs since 2007. Last time that the Pioneers were in the playoffs, it was a first-round exit when they lost to Newport 8-6. Again, that was in 2007. No shared opponents between these two teams. Out of the Greater Oregon League, McLoughlin plays some teams from Idaho. I believe they play a couple teams in Washington as well, and no shared opponents between these two teams. They haven't played each other since at least 2014, and that's about as far back as OSAA archives go. As Aiden Hayes gets ready to step in. 1 for 2 today with a couple of runs scored. First pitch is a ground ball out to short. Up with it is Walter Meyer. Throw on to first in time. Hayes goes down on the first pitch. 1 away in the bottom of the sixth for Hunter Schwenk. Schwenk has also come around to score twice, although just 1 base hit. He reached on an error in the third, had that single in the second. He also flew out in the fourth. See what they come to Schwenk with here, batting .442 on the season. The first pitch from Jensen. A curveball is screamed down the left field line. That'll get into left field for a single. Schwenk takes a big round around first, but will head back, and that'll be a 1-out single for Hunter Schwenk. He's aboard with 1 out. Douglas bats now. He's come around to score twice, but has yet to record a base hit. Douglas had a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the first, was hit by a pitch in the second, and reached on an error in the fourth. Throw over to first for Schwenk, and he dives back safely. Hunter, a big body at first, standing about 6'5", I think. He's a basketball player, missed his basketball season after an ankle injury. Ended it in December. Came back strong for baseball and finds himself on first. He is back safely. It's Matt Douglas now. Jensen tries to focus on the team's RBI leader. Douglas, 32, knocked in this season. Here's the pitch. It's low in the dirt, blocked by Esparza. Hard work by the catcher to keep Schwenk at first. The count moves to 1-0. Jensen gets the sign from Esparza before coming set. Checks the runner. Schwenk at first. Now throws over to first. Back safely is Schwenk. Score 8-2 in the bottom of the sixth, and the Hornets lead. Jensen delivers. Breaking ball misses outside to Douglas. Count moves now to 2-0. On deck is Dylan Tobias. He's had a good afternoon, hoping to get a chance this inning. Middle infield, a double play depth. Walter Meyer and Jones. The throw over to first, and Schwenk is back safely again. Getting that nice white jersey all dirty, but you know Schwenk loves it. He's the kind of ball player that loves to get dirty. I don't think I've seen him exit a single game with a clean uniform, and that's the sign of a ball player. The 2-0 is going to come inside, and I think, let's see what happened. Is they're telling Schwenk to go back. Did it hit his bat? Oh, got stuck in the umpire. Okay. So the count moves to 3-0. Schwenk returns to first. And I think, and Coach Randall is just curious about this, and all three umpires are going to convene. I think they just want to clarify what happened. The home plate umpire called the ball dead, but it was after Schwenk took off of first. And so, regardless, it doesn't quite matter when the play is called dead, I don't think. It's just a matter of how these officials want to handle it. And speaking of officials, there is a dire need of athletic officials in the state of Oregon. So if you want to stay in shape and be involved in a sport you love, you can earn some money in the process. You should become an athletic official. Again, there is a shortage of officials all over the state in every sport. Doesn't matter if it's baseball, softball. We could use it in volleyball, football, basketball, any of that stuff. Soccer, there's a shortage everywhere. We need you now more than ever. You can visit osaa.org/officials for more information and to get started, as it looks like the umpires have decided what exactly happened. I can try to get an explanation. So they decided that the ball was dead before Schwenk took off for second. The ball did get caught in the umpire's gear, and so Schwenk will remain at first. That is the final verdict. Matt Douglas at the plate with a 3-0 count. Jensen comes set. Here's the pitch. Comes inside, and strike one to Matt Douglas. He thought it was ball four, started taking off down the first base line, and he'll have to step back in. Jensen comes set with a 3-1. Hunter Schwenk takes off, and he will be in there standing because ball four missed low to Douglas. He is aboard with one away. In steps Dylan Tobias. Already 3 RBI today for Dylan on a pair of singles in the first and second innings. He grounded into a double play in the fourth, and it looks to me like they are getting ready to take the ball from Cooper Jensen, and it looks like Esparza, the catcher, is going to come in and pitch. At least that's what things look like right now. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get everything settled for you on mybasin.com, 104.3 and 960 Sports. In the bottom of the sixth, the Hornets lead 8-2.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
And we welcome you back to the bottom of the sixth inning of this OSAA play-in contest. The Henley Hornets lead McLoughlin right now 8-2. There is a pitching change for the Pioneers as it is going to be Javier Esparza coming in to pitch. He comes in relief of Cooper Jensen, who pitched 5 1/3 innings, gave up 8 hits, walked 3, and struck out 1. Now Jensen is responsible for the 2 runners on base right now. Schwenk is at second, and at first it is Douglas. And it looks like coming in for Esparza to catch is going to be Cooper Jensen. So they just kind of switch places out there as Esparza finishes his warm-up tosses. A reminder that few teams out of the Skyline Conference have already booked their ticket to the OSAA state playoffs. Hidden Valley won the conference with a 13-2 record, and Mazama earned the second seed with a similar record. They finished 13-2 as well, but the Mustangs owned the tiebreaker over the Vikings in a 2-3 game series win back at the beginning of the season. So Hidden Valley will be the 2 seed in the tournament, and Mazama finishes the season ranked 6th in the state, and will be the 6th seed into the tournament. Now, if the Hornets hold on to win this game, again, a lot of speculation here, they are leading 8-2, they would probably have to travel to either Philomath or Staten for their playoff game, although a lot of speculation, again, only a 6-run lead right now for the Hornets. And for McLoughlin, if they come back in this game, they will likely have to travel to either play Banks, the number 1 seed, or Hidden Valley over the hill in Grants Pass. A couple of trips south for this team. All right, we're ready to go. The first pitch from Esparza will be delivered to Dylan Tobias. Swung on and missed. Tobias late on the fastball. Tobias, 3 RBIs today. A single, came around to score in the first, knocked in a run, had a 2 RBI single in the second, and was left stranded. Swings and fouls it off into the catcher Jensen's glove. The count now 0-2. And for those of you watching on video, no strikeout, not yet at least, for Esparza. Here is the 0-2. Misses high. 1-2 as Esparza relying on 3 straight fastballs to get things started to Tobias. On deck is Tyler Harper and then Owen Sheen. That one misses high as well. Count moves to 2-2 from Esparza. At first it's Douglas. And at second it is Schwenk. 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. Henley leads 8-2. Here's the pitch. It is a chop ball towards third and knocked down by Sanchez, but he touched it in fair territory. And so that should be a base knock for Tobias, and it is. Advancing to third is Schwenk. Douglas to second. Tobias aboard at first. And this brings up Tyler Harper. Harper is 0 for 3 today. A strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout in 3 plate appearances so far. But a chance here to do some damage. Tyler Harper this season, 18 RBI. He's a .310 hitter. Calls time at the plate, and Esparza toes the rubber. Comes set and delivers from the stretch. Looked like Harper wanted to take a cut at that one, but wisely lays off on the high fastball. 1-0. Comes set is Esparza, fouled back by Harper. Count now moves to 1-1 to the catcher from Henley. Harper also leads the team in doubles this year at 10 on the season. Would love a double here, a shot in the gap. Here's the pitch. It is a suicide squeeze and a pop-up to the catcher. Double play ends the inning as they toss to first to backdoor Tobias, and that will end the inning. Harper in the unfortunate 1-3 double play will end the inning. Now the Hornets do lead by 6, headed to the top of the 7th inning on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Mark Carpenter into his 3rd inning of work out of the bullpen as his Hornets just need 3 more outs to advance to the state playoffs. They lead right now 8-2 over the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Pioneers this inning. That's Marco Hernandez, Javier Esparza, and Cooper Waltermeyer. Between the 3 of them today, not one base hit. They are 0 for 8 in this game. Carpenter will try to slam the door, let his team advance to the playoffs as they try to make another run at the state championship game. This year's Henley team, maybe not a favorite like years past have been, as they have to survive the extra play-in round. But here they are in control of it, just 3 outs away. First pitch is a called strike to Hernandez. Good hard fastball from Carpenter. Puts him ahead in the count. Hernandez today 0 for 2 on a pair of strikeouts in the 3rd and 4th innings. The fastball misses high. 1-1. Carpenter working quickly, already ready to throw again. Here's the pitch to Hernandez, the 1-1. Breaking pitch, and Hernandez out in front. 1-2. It's a good breaking ball that Carpenter has. He can also pull the string on the changeup. Let's see what he does here. On the 1-2, it was the changeup, but that one missed in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Hernandez. The freshman, Carpenter, ready to deliver from the windup. Here it is. Breaking ball is sliced foul down the first base line. And so we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marco Hernandez, batting .125 this season. Looking to try to get the rally started that'll save the season. His team down by 6. Here is the 2-2 from Carpenter. Looked at, ball 3 low. And Tyler Harper, the catcher, unhappy with that call, and I think his body language made it apparent. As the home plate umpire has a couple words for Harper, but all is well. The 3-2 is swung on and missed, and down goes Hernandez on strikes for the 3rd time today. First out in the top of the 7th. Javier Esparza steps in now. He is 0 for 3 and has struck out each time. Here's the pitch from Carpenter. Breaking ball. Will find the zone outside corner. Nice placement there from Carpenter. The curveball breaking away from the right-handed hitting Esparza just froze him. Here's the 0-1. It is a changeup swung on and missed in the dirt. Esparza down 0-2 in the count. Cooper Waltermeyer on deck. Esparza this season batting .364, trying to get the rally started. Here's the 0-2. It is fouled off of the third base side. And so Esparza stays alive. 0-2 count. Right-hander steps back in. Carpenter receives the sign, kicks and fires. Breaking ball is hit to third. Boersma up with it. Strong throw across the diamond. Takes Douglas off the bag, and safe at first is Esparza. Boersma fired that one up a little bit high, and Esparza reaches first on what will likely be scored an error, and it is. Second error of the day for the Hornets, matches the total from the Pioneers, brings up Cooper Waltermeyer. Waltermeyer 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a ground out. He was also hit by a pitch in the fifth inning. The right-handed shortstop stepping in now. Carpenter with the pitch. And it will come in and be fouled off. And no, not a foul ball. I think Coach Randall, we'll see what happens here, is unsure if he's trying to talk with the umpires about this. But it might have been that it was hit off the knob of the bat from Waltermeyer. It ricocheted pretty good. It doesn't do that when you hit him in the hands. And Waltermeyer didn't even think he got hit, and he's going to be called back. So, yeah, there we go. We understand it now. It's an 0-1 count to Waltermeyer. Pitch came in and almost hit him, but was off the knob of the bat under his hands. So the count 0-1 with one out to Cooper Waltermeyer. Runner on first is Esparza. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses high off the glove of Harper, but he gathers in time. Count now, a ball and a strike. Reminder at the end of this game, if you're listening on 104.3 and 960 Sports, we will join you in progress to the Oregon State Beavers taking on the UCLA Bruins in the final regular season series in the Pac-12. Here's the pitch. It is going to be called strike 2. 0-2 the count to Waltermeyer. Carpenter comes set. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and fouled back down the third base side. And so Waltermeyer will get another shot at it. Another shot at the freshman Carpenter. Count 1-2 with one away and a runner on first. Henley leads 8-2. Top of the seventh inning. Down to their final two outs are the Pioneers. Here's the pitch. It is taken. Strike 3 called against Waltermeyer. And 2 away now in the seventh. The Hornets 1 out away from advancing to the state playoffs. Cooper Jensen stepping in. Jensen today's 1 for 2. He singled in the first, struck out in the fifth. Carpenter comes set. The pitch is called strike. Throw down to first to try to backdoor Esparza is not in time. And that was a called strike to Jensen. Starting pitcher for the Pioneers has since been replaced on the mound by Esparza. Here's the pitch to Jensen, the 0-1. Swung on and missed the changeup in the dirt. Count moves now to 0-2. The Pioneers down to the final strike of the season. Waltermeyer steps in. Carpenter gets the sign from Harper. The freshman comes set. Stares back down Waltermeyer. The pitch is going to be looked at for strike 3. And the Henley Hornets have punched their ticket to the state playoffs with an 8-2 win over the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School. 8-2 final. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll break this one down for you and give you a look at what else is happening as we get ready for the state playoffs, which begin next week. The Hornets 8-2 winners in this play-in game matchup. We'll be back on 104.3 and 960 Sports.
Untitled Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need. to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon, soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Final score today from Henley High School. The Hornets have punched their ticket into the OSAA state playoffs with an 8-2 win over the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School. The final line score for the Pioneers, 2 runs on 2 hits. They committed 2 errors, and the Pioneers left 7 runners on base today. For the Hornets, 8 runs on 8 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 8 runners on base this afternoon. The winning pitcher recording win number 6 on the season. Dylan Tobias pitched 3 1/3 innings, didn't give up any runs, 1 hit against him, no walks, and the thing of it is, for Tobias, he struck out 8 of the 11 batters that he faced. 8 out of 11 Tobias sent packing. Tyler Harper came in relief of Dylan Tobias, pitched the final 2/3 of the 4th inning, gave up 2 runs and walked 2. He also struck out 2. Mark Carpenter, the freshman, came in and slammed the door for the Hornets. 3 innings pitched for him, no runs, 1 hit, and he struck out 7. And it was a 15 strikeout day, a 17 strikeout day for this Hornets pitching staff, and they had a fantastic afternoon. The losing pitcher today, Cooper Jensen, for the McLoughlin Pioneers. 5 1/3 innings pitched for Cooper, 8 runs and 8 hits, 3 walks and 1 strikeout for Jensen. Javier Esparza came in, pitched the final 2/3 of an innings, gave up no hits, 1 walk, and no strikeouts for Esparza today. We'll give you the final line score. Let's start with the losing McLoughlin Pioneers. It was an 0-for-4 day for Javier Esparza. He struck out 3 times. He reached on an error, but still 0-for-4. Him and Cooper Waltermeyer without a hit this afternoon. Cooper Jensen did go 1-for-3, his 1 single coming in the first inning. Ethan Jones 0-for-2 this afternoon with a pair of strikeouts. He also walked in this game. Donnie Birdwell went 1-for-3. His 1 hit came in the 6th inning. Francisco De La Rosa went 0-for-2 with a pair of strikeouts, as did Isaac Sanchez. Owen Bishop went 0-for-3 with 2 strikeouts, but he also grounded out. And Marco Hernandez went 0-for-3, punching out 3 times. Now, the final line score for the Henley Hornets. It was a 2-for-4 day for Leo Aholt. He knocked in a run on an RBI triple in the 3rd. His other base hit was a single in the 1st when he came around to score. Aiden Hayes finished the afternoon 1-for-4. His 1 base hit came in the 2nd inning when he came around to score, and the Hornets scored 3 that inning. Hunter Schwenk finished 2 for 4 today. He had a single in the second and a single in the sixth. Matt Douglas went 0 for 3, but he did have an RBI on a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Dylan Tobias finished 2 for 4 in the first. He singled in a run. In the second, he singled in 2 more. And Tobias actually finished 3 for 4 today. He added 1 more single in the sixth. An 0 for 4 day for Tyler Harper, followed by a 2 for 2 day from Owen Sheen. He walked, he doubled in a run, and he hit a triple in the third. Peyton Price finished 0 for 2, and Blaine Boersma finished hitless today 0 for 3. All this to say, Henley is headed to the state playoffs with an 8-2 win over the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School. The Hornets likely to get someone like Philomath, maybe Staten in the first round. Too early to say so far, but we can do a bit of speculating. We'll tell you what's going on around the state coming up next. We'll give you the wrap-up of the season for the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School. We'll take a look ahead for the Hornets as they took care of business this afternoon at home with an 8-2 win in the play-in round.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
At Bowers Construction, our mission statement is to enrich the lives of our customers and of our team. So we're trying to be the best construction company that we can be by bringing value to other people's lives. So the work we provide is basically from foundation to roof in residential, and we work in commercial construction. Find our Bowers Construction Facebook page, or just give us a call. It's 541-205-1464. We are a licensed contractor at CCB 188923.
Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager of Clown Falls Honda and Clown Falls Subaru. I've lived here my whole life. Most of our employees have lived here their whole life too. Our sales, service, parts, and body shop teams are all staffed with experienced local folks. You know them, and they know you. Our dealerships are comfortable and not corporate. Comfortable means we're focused on you. I'm Rob, and I'm glad to know you.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
And welcome you back to 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video on MyBasin.com. Final score for the Hornets today as they punched their ticket to the state playoffs. It was an 8-2 win over McLoughlin. So with this win, Henley again has ended up in the state playoffs. Now, here's where you start to get into the kind of speculation as to what's next for Henley. They finished the season ranked 8th in the state. They are the highest seeded play-in team. They are the highest ranked play-in team, which means they will likely play a lower-ranked opponent in the opening round of the playoffs, which will happen on Wednesday. I'm looking at schools like Staten and Philomath as likely landing spots for the Hornets. Mazama comes in at 6. Don't think that they would end up traveling to Mazama just because you don't want to play the league opponent in the opening round. The OSAA usually tries to avoid that, and I don't think that that is how it would shake out anyway. I'm thinking that the 7-seed Staten, Henley could possibly make it in as the 10 in that case. They could also make it in as the 9, which is more likely, which means a trip to Philomath. It just depends on what else happens around the state. You have the 9th-ranked team in the state, Junction City, playing against Sisters. You've also got Gladstone visiting Cascade, Newport playing Phoenix. You've also got Marshfield hosting Valley Catholic. Siuslaw playing Tillamook today. Estacada visited Baker, and Elmira traveling to Madras. Those were all the play-in games today. Don't have final scores for any of them yet. But you look at some of these other teams, and you think Henley probably will get the 9 seed coming into this tournament, and will probably be visiting Philomath. Again, check out OSAA.org if you want to know for sure. That will be decided by Saturday. The first round of the playoffs begin next Wednesday. As far as our coverage goes, we will likely be traveling with the Hornets baseball team. You may know that we've covered softball all season long. I'll tell you what our plan is for playoff coverage, and that is to cover the team that is on the road for that game. And if it happens to be both of them, well, then I guess we'll figure it out. But the Hornets softball team is going to open the playoffs at home. And so we will be traveling with the baseball team to cover the game on the road, because if you can't make the trip to Philomath, completely understandable, especially on a Wednesday afternoon. We'll be there for the coverage. You don't have to worry about that right here on 104.3 and 960 Sports. We'll also be here on mybasin.com. We'll also let you know who the Hornets are playing if you follow our Facebook pages and all of that good stuff. The final score this afternoon, the Henley Hornets taking care of the Pioneers of McLoughlin High School 8-2. This about does it for us this afternoon. Would like to thank you for being with us on the mybasin.com Game of the Week. Of course, you can catch every Hornets baseball game this season on mybasin.com. Be sure to check the archive replays, and you can find an archive replay of this event too on mybasin.com. It's your home for everything going on in the Klamath Basin, from news to sports to special events and everything else in between. Final score this afternoon, 8-2. Would like to thank a couple of the folks that make this broadcast possible. Of course, we'll start with our hometown athletic director, Jesse Hamilton. I thank Coach Adam Randall of the Henley Hornets for working with our broadcast, as well as Coach Ravel Kaba of McLoughlin for working with us before the broadcast as well, getting us a little bit of information about what the Pioneers have been out about this season. So special thanks to Carlos Ravel Kaba, the head coach of the McLoughlin baseball program. Final score this afternoon, the Hornets are state playoff bound after an 8-2 win over McLoughlin. This is Josh Eldridge saying so long from Rosser Field.